Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, our group will present about HISBAH institution in the Islamic world for issues and challenges. This is the list of our group members. Now, I will continue to explain the overview for this topic. Our assignment objective is to provide an overview of the role and the value of HISBAH institution management to the people of the country in the Islamic world. Also, to demonstrate the issues and the challenges or obstacles that appear in the HISBAH institution. In order to reach the purpose of the HISBAH institution, for sure, they will have to deal with several issues and there will undoubtedly be challenges in sustaining some situations. So, we will go over the Zakat institution, Islamic finance institution and the corruption that we have chosen for HISBAH-related institution in greater detail, as well as the challenges in each of the institution mentioned. Next, for introduction part, generally, HISBAH is a historical institution that played a significant role in Islamic countries and civilizations. This institution's purpose has been to ensure that the society's well-being is protected and supervised in accordance with Islamic law standards from the dawn of Islamic civilization.
Assalamualaikum. I will present about literature review. The definition of HISBAH in literal meaning is to anticipate Allah's reward, denounce other personal wrongful behavior, contemplate by considering the possibility of its outcome, and to calculate, estimate, and take an account. In technical meaning, HISBAH is a comprehensive expression for the duty of enjoining the good and forbidding evil. Next, the definition of zakat management is an Islamic finance term referring to the obligation that an individual has to donate a certain proportion of wealth each year to charitable causes. Zakat is 5 pillars of Islam, that is an obligation meted for Muslims' incomes above a positive threshold, and it must be allotted to the ones much less fortunate. Primarily, zakat is based totally on earnings and the cost of possessions. Zakat has existed in the law since the previous prophet. In Mecca, zakat generally pertained to voluntary payments, but after the arrival of the Prophet in Medina, zakat became a fardu or an obligation to Muslims. The issue and challenges in zakat management is the achievement of maqasid Shariah, the relationship of maqasid Shariah in zakat institution, and the inefficiency. Next, Islamic financial institution refers to the provision of financial services in accordance with Islamic jurisprudence or Shariah. Islamic financial institutions not only strengthen the core, but also bring in continuous advancement and innovations in the products and service. Also, Islamic financial institutions have to maintain in and attract potential customers. Islamic financial institutions have been formalized since the late 1960s and began in the 7th century. Islamic finance history have demanded the avoidance of usury and ambiguity. Issues and challenges in Islamic financial institution is unavailability of Sharia audit framework, competency of Sharia behavior, and independence of Sharia auditor. That's all from me. Thank you, and I will pass to Nurin.
Next, for anti-corruption, it is designed to eradicate or prevent dishonest or fraudulent conduct, especially in a political context. Corruption is a form of dishonesty or against the law that is undertaken through someone or an organization that is entrusted with a function of authority. In Malaysia, we have Suruhanjaya Pencegahan Rasuah Malaysia or Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, which it is government agency in Malaysia. Their job is to investigate and prosecute corruption in the public and private sectors. Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission was built in 2019 and created through the formation of 5-panel independent body, which they have to ensure the functions and rules of the MACC are implemented efficiently and effectively. These are the issues and challenges of HISBAH in anti-corruption, which my group member will explain it in detail later. So for the first one is the influence of Western ideology and system in economics. Second, the problems of the integrity of non-transparent and force. And lastly is the weakness of Islamic political administration.
The first issues and challenges HISBAH in Zakat institution is achievement of Maqasid al-Shariah. Maqasid al-Shariah is a part of Islamic law that is embedded to obtain benefit by performing social farewell, which is maintains the objective that seeks the good of humans under divine guidelines from Allah. The financial and social performance can be measured through Maqasid al-Shariah, which is classified as performance according to a certain level of Maqasid al-Shariah. The relationship of Maqasid al-Shariah to the Zakat institution is the next issues and challenges. The concept of Maqasid al-Shariah is not the main focus of the Zakat programs. However, Zakat institutions have worked harder to remove negative impressions about the administration of their funds for Asnaf support. The last issue and challenges of Zakat institution is inefficiency. There have been situations where the institution did not distribute zakat evenly among all zakat recipients. Because of that, community as a whole believe that zakat distribution process is unfair and that information about zakat distribution is not transparent. People have been urged to pay zakat directly to Asnaf rather than through a zakat organization because of this notion among zakat payers. Then the issues and challenges HISBAH in Islamic finance institution is unavailability of Shariah audit framework. Most Islamic finance institutions use the conventional auditing method because of the non-availability of a Shariah auditing system. There have been numerous examples of type of substance enforcement as seen by some Islamic finance institutions, aggressive and frequently immoral action in which Shariah enforcement have been deployed primarily for commercial purpose such as a logo or marketing gimmick. Competency of Shariah auditor is the second issues and challenges faced by Islamic finance institution. Competency is a skill or a set of defined behavior that guide an individual through the process of recognizing, elaborating and developing the behaviors required to perform a job properly in a structured manner. To understand and perform Shariah auditing, an auditor must be well versed in both accounting and Shariah. Because the lack of both Shariah and accounting knowledge has dampened the crucial needs of Shariah auditor. The last issues and challenges of Islamic finance institution is independence of Shariah auditor. The integrity of the Shariah auditor must be seen as a sufficiently independent by Islamic finance stakeholders. Shariah auditors frequently rely on or accept advice from Shariah consultants or the Shariah supervisory board. The full value of the Shariah audit cannot be realized if it is not completely or totally independent.
The first issue and challenge of anti-corruption is the influence of Western ideologies and systems in the economics. This is because the effect of the domination of the secular system-based enforcement system in guiding human life, especially in economic matters. Next is the attitude of selfishness that breed the characteristic of greedy individuals, malpractice and corruption, treachery and strife, as well as the prevalence of usury and legalizing the illegal. In addition, the issue of non-transparent enforcement integrity is also one of the challenges of anti-corruption mission. Undoubtedly, integrity is very important and must be present to every enforcement official because to ensure that the official carries out his responsibility with full trust and transparency without any bias, mistreatment, trickery, corruption, and tyranny. Last but not least, another challenge is the weakness of Islamic political administration. Leaders, in particular, are a major factor in the failure to fully implement Islamic values and religious teaching in HISBAH because they take into account various factors that can erode the religion and Islamic values itself from the soul of society.
In Islamic world, not all countries practice HISBAH in their institution. This is because HISBAH is one of the ways that prevent a person from doing something that can harm oneself and others. A As a result, it has led to embezzlement and illegal taking of money. This kind of behavior has not occurred due to being influenced by Western ideology in improving the economy of the country. There are several suggestions that can solve the problem faced by this institution. The first suggestion is consolidation of knowledge. Appreciate and master in HISBAH management, according to Islam, plays a very significant function in achieving something tasks and duties in management and administration. Writing, discussions, lectures, preaching, and making Islamic management and administration an obligatory topic in the educational system are some of the finest ways to draw the community to learn, respect, and practice it. The second suggestion is consciousness of man, a human attitude in self-reflection or re-evaluating all that transpired and then thinking positively and returning the spirit to move on and assist the endeavor to improve the institution of HISBAH in an organization is what is intended here. If the community, particularly the enforcers, lack of self-awareness, it is evident that this institution of HISBAH will not be able to resist any tests and problems.